Day 28 of learning Japanese using AI, and today we're going to go over and finish what we started with some conversation practice that ChatGPT generated. So it's a it's a casual conversation between friends talking about hobbies. It's kind of common. I feel like shumi wanan desu ka is like a very common thing. So let's get into it. It's not going to be like that actually. It's a bit more natural of a conversation, but this is something that we started a while back, I think maybe like 8 days ago, but we did not quite finish it. And today we just want to actually finish what we started, like we said. So this is the fourth conversation that we generated a while back. And there's a third one that we didn't go over yet, but we're going to start with the fourth one because I feel like it's a bit more different. It's just different from the other ones, which primarily talk about plans. This one's more about like I said, can you generate another one that's not based around creating plans? So this one is two friends trying to get to know each other. So let's go ahead and do it. I can't read everything, unfortunately, but I did ask for a breakdown here. So we're just going to go through the breakdown immediately. That way we don't have to struggle so much with the kanji because I can already see so much kanji I cannot read. Okay, let's go for it. そういえば、趣味って何かある? 何かある? By the way, do you have any hobbies? So そういえば is by the way. Shumi is hobby, as everyone probably knows at this point. 何かある? Do you have something? So do you have any hobbies? 最近は写真撮るのが好きかな? A は? So this is a conversation between A and B, so that's why it says A right here as like the other person, I suppose. Okay, let's see. So 最近写真撮るのが好きかな? A は? Okay, I think this one's pretty simple overall. Kana is very commonly used. Saikin is also very commonly used. Yeah, everything about this sentence is pretty familiar, so we can move on. 写真いいね。僕は料理かな? I think that says 料理. Yes. 自分でいろいろな作るのが楽しいんだ. So sometimes for me, I get a little confused about the undes or unda. But it's just like an added emphasis for explanation. So for me, I need to get better at using it. So I think I'll try using it more with my native source. And then like if she tells me it's unnatural to use it in that situation, that's sort of the feedback I need to be like, okay, I can use it in this situation. I can't use it because I always like don't use it. So I should try to use it a bit more. That's what this conversation is teaching me right now. Okay. 写真いいね。僕は料理かな? I use かな more often these days as well. It's getting more natural. 自分でいろいろな作るのが楽しいんだ. What's that mean? Making various things myself. Okay. いろいろな作る自分で. So myself. Okay. It's fun for me. Okay, moving on. 何作るの? What does this say? 得意な料理? 得意な料理? Specialty, huh? Or dish you're good at. Yeah. 得意 means good at. I learned that from Nihongo Kontepe. 得意. Okay. 何作るの? 得意な料理は? I know my intonations are slightly off, but that's good enough for now. Yeah, everything here is pretty simple. So let's keep going. カレーとかパスタが多いかな? So that's a lot of curry and pasta, I guess. あと、最近はパンも What is this? Okay. 焼き派? Oh, yaki. It's just yaki. Okay. 焼き始めたんだ. Recently, I've started baking bread. Okay. So bread is pan, and then yaki or yakimasu is probably baking. Got it. There is the fire kanji right there. So, and that does kind of look like an oven if you think about it. Just like a little bit. All right. Okay, one more time for this one. カレーとかパスタが多いかな? あと、最近はパンも焼き始めたんだ. Okay, so Yeah, I think overall this makes sense. I learned that ato from my native source. Like ato is like and. So sometimes I use like atawa instead of like soshite. Like soshite is not something that people say very often in casual speech, is what I was taught. So that's something that I feel like was a big surprise to me because I feel like I always said soshite back then. But now I pretty much exclusively say ato or atawa whenever I say and. So that's one thing that I feel was cool information for casual speech. And once again, this right here, hajimetanda, sort of like an explanation, I guess. I want to see how these two relate real quick. Tanoshinda. I think I'll ask ChatGPT at the end, like if they can explain the nda for me, just to get a better sense of it. Okay. Pan made, even bread. I think we sort of learned that grammar point a little bit earlier. すごいね。それ、家で what is this again? 全部やるの?全部やるの?パンまで even bread. すごいね。それ、家で全部やるの? Do you do all of that at home? So for this no particle, or yeah, for this no at the end of questions, I asked my native source about it, and she said that basically most of the time you can add it. I think I did ask ChatGPT at a certain point whether or not to include no. I don't think I did it on camera though. But ChatGPT's explanation involves something along the lines of like, if you're asking like a clarifying question or like something where you have curiosity, then you can add no. Yeah, that, how do I say this? Yeah, that 一からやる。一からやるよ. What does that mean? I do it all from scratch at home. 一から means from scratch. Okay, that's cool. 一から. It sort of makes sense. It's like from one instead of from zero. That's Japanese is a one index type of coding language, I suppose. Let's see. 意外と楽しい. 意外と楽しい. Surprisingly fun. Okay. I always thought 意外 was like except for. I will look that up later. Okay, B は写真。どんな風?どんな風に撮ってるの? Okay, yeah, we learned that before. Kaze includes another kanji that isn't here. 撮ってるの? How do you take your photos? どんな風に撮ってるの? How is どんな? I don't understand this sentence very well. Again, gonna have to ask ChatGPT. Let's do it right now. Let's just go for this one right now and ask for a further breakdown. Can you break this down a bit more? Okay, so fu. This kanji means manner or style. Okay. It's almost similar to donna. But what kind of style? Okay. Donna fu. Okay, that makes sense now. Already. I basically just needed the explanation for that one kanji. Okay, moving along. Okay, right here. Omoni fu ke kana? That's a lot of words I don't know. So omoni must mean mainly. Fuke is probably landscapes. Let's actually look this one up because, yeah, it would probably just be better that one. Mainly, yes. Omoni. 主に風景かな? 風景. Nothing was found for that one. It is indeed wind. What is the second one? Scene. K. Like K-kan? I always get confused with experience and sights, but I'm pretty sure I'll see it right here. Sceneries, keshki. There's Koke. There's Keikan right here, landscapes. So Keiken is experience. Keiken. Keiken. I need to know like what Keiken is actually in for the kanji. I think it's important. Keiken experience. Dude, these are some like busy kanji, especially that right side right there. The horse kanji with a very interesting looking character. Okay. So right here,
経験
Keiken, passage of the something, and then test. Interesting. Passage of time. Okay. Thread and tombstone. I can see that. That's a good way of thinking about it. What do they call that radical though? I keep forgetting what they call that radical. What has this radical? So if we can just look at it. Stool. They call this radical the stool radical. Is it a kanji on its own? No, it is not. I'm going to ask ChatGPT actually what this radical means, because sometimes I just don't like having a name for the radical. I like knowing that it has a meaning. Well, what's happening here? And common radical looks like a bent curved line means again, hand, or sometimes right hand. I think I might have looked at this at a certain point. Okay, again, hand, again, hand. Okay, we went down quite a big rabbit hole with these kanji. That's good. I mean, I want to practice kanji more anyways. So the stool radical right here means again or hand. Don't really know how it fits in with all of these meanings, but I can see why they just call it a stool radical. The meaning doesn't really help too much. Cliff and stool. Okay. But what about the winter radical? Because it looks very similar, but it's slightly different. Winter. Winter has this slash on the left side, but it's called something slightly different. Curious about the meaning for this one as well. It says that it's a less common radical. It is referred to the winter radical. Okay, that's cool. It's related to winter or walking slowly a while back, and it's in the kanji fuyu, where there's two slashes right there. Yeah, sometimes I guess the radicals don't always have have their meaning in the kanji itself, or doesn't influence the meaning. But just good to know that it's stool over earth, and that's tombstone, I suppose. And then there's thread as well, and it means passage of time. Keiken. Keiken is a very, very commonly used word, so I need to remember it. I always used it right when I was in Japan, but like I started mixing it up with Keikan a lot when I got here back to America. Okay, horse, squid. This is a squid? Does it actually mean squid? Doesn't look like it, but it's in sword as well. Ken. Squid and knife. Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting looking. Let's write it down a little bit. Squid. I can sort of see the squidness in it. The roof and the... Yeah, I can see it. And the horse radical is right next to it, to the left side. Gosh, it is a busy kanji. Okay. Horse and squid together makes ken. For the onyomi at least. Oh, it's the same kanji for shiken, which is examination. And then jikken, which is experiment. This is taiken, which also means experience. Interesting. Maybe in a different way, I suppose. But this one, keiken, it's like the noun experience for like the memories and stuff. So I'm kind of curious if there's a difference. Life experience, volunteer experience. I think this one's a bit more general. It's like skill experience almost, versus like moments of time, which makes sense with the other kanji. And the other kanji for the other taiken was body, which makes way more sense because it's like your body's experience in a way. Taiken. And this by itself means test. Okay. All right, cool. So keiken. We learned that kanji today. It's a good one. Let me just try my best to write it without looking at anything real quick. It always gets slightly overwhelming when I do this. Let's see. So we want to do K first and then Ken. So K had Ito on the left side. And then the tombstone. And then we have the horse reticle. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. And then the squid thingy with that thing, box in the middle, something like that. Okay, not quite. We missed a line, but close enough. We should be able to read it, hopefully. When I say that, I'm saying that with confidence, but honestly, in the future, there's a good chance I'm not able to read it and will need to review it again, especially if there's a lot of time in between, like when I learned it. But that's okay. Like, I don't mind just like refreshing myself, and eventually the more I read it, the more I remember it. And then the stuff that I actually read, will be remembered. And then the stuff that I learn and, I never actually read, I'll forget, which is fine. Let's see. I guess it's fine up until the point that I take the JLPT N2 test. Yeah, we'll see. Right now, I'm not like super serious about the test, but I do want to study for it and eventually take it. But let's see. What are we doing right now? Okay. Main chat sensei. Nope, not this one. The conversation one. Okay. All right, let's get back into it. We went on a big tangent. Sorry about that. Okay, here was where we were at. 主に風景かな。旅行に行くと when I travel、景色とか自然の写真撮るのが好き。写真を撮るのが好き。Photos of scenery and nature. I like taking. Yeah. Okay. 景色. And then 自然 is very common as well, just like natural nature. All right, let's move along. いいね。どこか最近旅行行った? Have you traveled anywhere recently? Okay, that's a very simple meaning. どこか最近旅行行った? Is that a mistake? That seems kind of strange, like seeing like these two next to each other. It's fine. Let's keep going. 先月、北海道に行ってきた。自然がすごく綺麗だった。The nature was really beautiful. Okay, 自然が it's a noun, so 自然がすごく綺麗だった。Got it. 北海道か行ってみたいな。写真いっぱい撮った? Okay, I think everything from this one is pretty simple. Let's keep going. もちろんいっぱい撮ったよ。でもカメラの what is this? 設定とか I feel like that's a very common word, or not common, or a word that I would use very often because I talk about camera settings a lot for my tutorial videos or my Skillshare stuff. Okay. カメラの設定とかまだ全部 is it 全部? Let me see. 全然 my bad. まだ全然わからないことが多い. Okay, so there's a lot that they don't know. There are still a lot of things I don't understand at all about the camera settings. Okay. 多くてさ. That's a cool way to say it. I should try to get more used to saying that. Like the sa stuff is like cool. Like I like that ending. There was a few times that I used it with my native source and she said that it sounded more natural when I use it. So I should try it off more often. でもカメラの設定とかまだ全然わからないことが多くてさ Let's finish this off. I think there's only 2 left. カメラって難しそうだねよ。だよね。Is this 今度? Yes. 今度撮った写真見せてよ。Okay, show me the photos you took next time. 撮った写真見せてよ. That's a good one. I feel like whenever I see friends and they like went somewhere cool, I can say that line. 撮った写真見せてよ. Okay. And then here's いいよ. 今度会う時のに what does it say? 待ってくるね. I'll bring them 持って. Dang it. I made the same mistake before. I gotta really look at that left side. Okay. 持ってくるね. It wouldn't even have made sense if I said 待ってくる. 持ってくるね. Okay. All right, so that was the fourth conversation, and we finished it just going over the breakdown. I think for the most part, everything is pretty straightforward in terms of like the meaning. It's just like the manner of speech and how everything is said that is like different from normal that I would have to get used to because I don't talk like this yet. And I would like to eventually get there where I sound natural when I talk casually. Because I do use a lot of casual Japanese, but it's not natural yet. It's probably very, very stiff. But my native source is always very kind to me and says that my Japanese is generally good. Let's keep going. I will not accept that until like I personally feel that it is good. Okay. Let's finish off the third one and then we'll call it a day. There's a lot to do today. Let's see. Was it this one? I think we've done this. Okay, this is like the first one. We've went all the way back. Okay, I think we already did this one as well. Just Japanese again. Yeah, we did not ask for a breakdown for this one. Okay, I guess this one can be a test a little bit. So let's have fun with this one. ねえ、映画見に行きない？行かない？見に行かない？ I know I'm saying that slightly weird. Gotta fix it. Why am I so bad at saying 行かない？行かない。映画見に行かない？行かない？いいね。何の映画を見るの？新しく出たアクション映画が気になるんだけど。Dang it, I'm not sure what this means. I think it says like a new action movie came out that they have interest in. あれか。something something 良さそうだよね。いつか行く？今週の金曜どう？仕事終わった後か。金曜はちょっと忙しいかも。土曜はどう？土曜でもいいよ。夜の What is this? This looks like the same thing as from 映画 and then this is 上 but the onyomi for 上 is what? じょ上映 Let's look it up. Nothing. But it is Joel. And then this second one by itself is so if it might be pronounced Joe, I'm not sure. And Joe ni shioka? 夜なら大丈夫。じゃあ、土曜の7時に駅で待ち合わせしよう。合わせしよう。Okay, so they're meeting at 7 at Saturday at night. Okay, ポップコーンポップコーンも買っていこうね。もちろん楽しみにしてる。Alright, I think we got like 80% of that in terms of like knowing how to say it. I'm still not sure about this one. And there was one thing right here as well that I didn't know. So let's figure this one out. Yes. Alright. They have it. And it means reputation. 評判.
評判
Okay, 評判 reputation. Got it. I'm not fully sure what this means, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of explanations. Request some explanations. We know this. Okay, that one we don't know. So we'll go one at a time. I'm just copying everything at once to make this easy for myself later. But あれか。評判良さそうだよね。いつ行く? Okay, we pretty much know the meaning of this one. It's like, oh, it seems like it has good reputation. When do you want to go? Okay. 今週の金曜どう？仕事終わった後か。Okay, that's fine as well. We understand that one. 金曜はちょっと忙しいかも。土曜はどう？ Okay, we know that one. 土曜でもいいよ。夜の Okay, this one is one we don't know. And then 夜なら大丈夫。じゃあ Yeah, this last part I'm kind of confused about, so we'll also have that one. So copy those two to save for later. Hopefully, okay, nice. It's breaking it down for me. This is the adverbial form of, okay, yeah, we got that. Detta, okay, the past form of deru, meaning to come out. So newly released. 新しく出た. Okay, got it. Action 映画. Subject marker. Kininaru is an expression that means curious about. Kininaru, okay. And then undakedo, though. So together it's I'm curious about the new action movie though. Okay, the use of undakedo suggests that the speaker might want to expand on this, like suggesting to watch it together or asking if the other person has seen it. Okay, got it. Undakedo. Okay, let's go for the next one. Okay, we just wanted to do this one right here. It is joe, ega, joe. That's hard to say. This means screening or showing, typically used for movies. Okay, good to know. I think that might have been the first time I ever used like onyomi, the knowledge of onyomi, to like say a combination I had no clue like what it was. So I'm very, very proud of myself for being able to do that, because in the beginning of this whole thing, I didn't fully even understand onyomi and kunyomi. Like day one of this 30-day thing, like I did not know at all. Like I never made that connection of like onyomi and kunyomi. Like I remembered it slightly, but I never used it. I never actively looked for it or tried it. So first time, I'm proud of myself. Okay. Also, this thing has been here, so you can't even see me. But I'm proud of myself. Okay, let's keep going. This means screening or showing. Typically, okay, yeah, we got it. Shioka, you want to do it? Saturday is fine. Okay, let's do the last one. So we're fine with the yoru nara daijoubu. That's fine. じゃあ土曜の7時に駅で This is the part that I'm confused about. That should be wait. So 待ち合わせしよう。合わせ待ち合わせ means meeting or rendezvous. I always think this word is such a cool word. It looks so different from the way it's said. Rendezvous. Okay. And the verb suru is often used with it to mean to meet up. Okay. Got it. 待ち合わせ I feel like I've encountered it before, but I have not internalized it. Okay, 待ち合わせ means to meet. 待ち合わせしよう。待ち合わせしよう. All right. I think that's everything. So that third conversation was actually a really easy breakdown. And that's probably why I immediately asked afterwards to get a different one, because yeah, making plans is cool and all, but like you want to get to know your friends as well, right? So yeah, okay. I think that's pretty much it for today. This was a good practice. We finished what we started, which is very, very important for me, because it's like it would have sucked if I've left that completely undone after I finished this 30-day thing. So that was day 28. We have 2 days left before this challenge is finished, and then we might just we'll talk about it afterwards. But yeah, 2 days left. We're almost there. Super close.